So you are thinking of living in Castle Pines, Colorado? Well, congratulations, you found the right video, the right guy, because in today's video, I'm gonna break down all the things I think you should know if you are considering moving to Castle Pines, Colorado. Then I'm gonna share my favorite local coffee shop, food spot, and fun thing to do in Castle Pines, Colorado. And better yet, I'm gonna be throwing up tons of B-roll throughout this entire video so you can get a feel for what it looks like to drive these streets, walk these areas, see the local community, so you can decide if Castle Pines, Colorado is right for you. If you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor, and a big chunk of my YouTube channel is dedicated to these community tours that I call things to know, places to go. So if you're considering moving to Colorado, the greater Denver area, definitely check out that playlist. I've got over, I think, 25 or 30 community tours just like this one. And of course, guys, if I can do anything to be helpful for you, my contact information is in the YouTube description below. If you dig the video, hit like, hit subscribe, reach out if I can be helpful. Let's rock and roll. Castle Pines, Colorado, baby. Also, spoiler, I apologize for this part of the video where it's me talking. I'm actually not in Castle Pines. When I was filming all the B-roll, it got super windy over there, which can happen when you're more south of Denver in the Castle Rock, Castle Pines area. So I had to come up here to film this talking head part of it, but once again, lots of B-roll. You'll love it, I promise. So real quick, where exactly is Castle Pines? Well, it's south of Denver, but north of Castle Rock, right in between the two cities. Of course, Denver's a much bigger city. If you're not familiar with Castle Rock, check out my Castle Rock community tour to learn all about it. It's a really fun area, a lot of commercial shops going on there, lots of new development, new builds, all that good stuff. But as far as the proximity to hotspots, how close are you if you live in Castle Pines? We have so many cool things in Colorado. How close are you to them? You're about 30 minutes from downtown Denver, 15 minutes from the Denver Tech Center, 45 minutes from Golden, an hour from Boulder, 12 to 15 minutes from Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs, you are about 45 minutes away. That covers where Castle Pines is. Let's talk about things to know. Thing to know, number one, is be prepared to most likely pay an HOA. There's so much new construction going on, and new communities typically have HOAs, but a lot of them have really cool amenities like golf courses or recreation centers. And overall, my thoughts on the HOAs is that they're not all bad. Some are bad, some are not worth paying, but some have great benefits. Because if you think about it, number one, your property insurance is most likely going to be lower if you have an HOA. And on top of that, if the HOA is covering some things that makes your life easier, like they're covering the exterior maintenance of not only the building itself, like the siding and the roof, but also the yard and the maintenance, that takes a lot off your plate that you just don't have to deal with the stress of, or you don't have to pay gardeners for, you don't have to pay for the tools yourself if you can do it yourself. So overall, HOAs are just like anything else in life, where you just want to make sure you're getting good value for what you're paying for, and ideally more value than what you're paying for. So there's a lot that goes into what makes an HOA valuable, and that's unique to you and what you want out of an HOA, but don't automatically write a neighborhood or a home off just because it has an HOA, because it could be really valuable. Thing to know number two is Castle Pines, Colorado is generally regarded to be a luxury high-end community. For example, the median house price as of 2023 is $800,000. I don't normally mention median housing prices in my videos because I don't want this information to get outdated, but I'm just sharing that to say it's a pretty high-end community, luxury community. Because it's a more luxury community, it is a very nice place to live. What do I mean by that? Well, niche.com ranked it as the #1 place to live in Douglas County, and the #4 place to raise a family in Colorado, and #6 best suburb to buy a home. So to say Castle Pines is knocking it out of the park is most definitely not an understatement. Thing to know number 3 is Castle Pines feels like a small town, because it basically is, but it's nice because you're near major cities. You have Denver just about 20-30 minutes north of you, and Castle Rock about 15-20 minutes south of you. So you're in your own little small little woodsy community, as you can see from the video I throw up. Tons of, just even driving through, you feel like you're driving through the mountains, through the woods. It feels very like a mountain town, adventurous, like you're in the wilderness, but you're in between two major cities. So it really, really does have that small town feeling, but you have so much around. So how much of a small town is Castle Pines, Colorado? Well, it has 10,000 residents as of the recording of this video in 2023. Castle Rock, just 15 to 20 minutes south of you, has 60,000 residents, so 6 times the amount of people. And Highlands Ranch, just northwest, has 100,000 residents. So yeah, Castle Pines, Colorado, small town vibe, and is a small town. In comparison to everything around you, I mean, of course. And this next part could be viewed as a pro or a con, with the whole thing of it being like a small town type of vibe, and basically is that you're pretty far away from all your commercial needs. If you, like you said, you need to get to Castle Rock or Denver, you're gonna be 10 10 to 30 minutes away from those major cities, which could be a pro or a con. Some people are like, yeah, that's why I'm moving there. And some people want more easy, convenient access to the city. I don't know. I'm just pointing it out for you to decide. And the last thing I'm going to mention in regards to Castle Pines being a bit of a small town, it is lacking a bit of like a culture or an identity or a vibe, so to speak. Because there's so much new development going on, because the neighborhoods are so spaced out, and because there's so many gated communities, there's not as much of a community going on and culture being built by that community, because it's all just not only new, but also a bit more spread out. But also, people aren't really going to Castle Pines for that reason. They're going there to be in the mountains, to be near the trees, near the greenery, the open space, the nature, and the great schools that it has. I forgot to mention that it's in Douglas County, and Douglas County is generally regarded to have the second best school district behind Cherry Creek. There's a lot of laws what I can and can't say about schools, but just overall know that it's regarded to have a very good school district. Thing to know number 3 is be prepared for most of your shopping to get done in Castle Rock, which, as I mentioned, is about 10 to 15 minutes south of you. Plan on spending a lot of time in Castle Rock and Lone Tree for not only errands, but restaurants and all that good stuff, getting outside of the house. You're super close to that stuff, but it's not right in your area. So it's not super convenient, but also I don't think that inconvenient. But once again, people move to Castle Pines because they like that bit of being removed from everything feeling. And last but not least, for things to know, the scenery is freaking gorgeous. I mean, oh my goodness. I literally felt like I was 2 hours away from Denver, Castle Rock, driving through the trees. So beautiful. You got great mountain views. And I'm filming this in the winter when a lot of the trees are sadly dead, as you can see here. So imagine driving around in like springtime or, fall. Whew, beautiful. That covers things to know. Before we move on to places to go and wrap the video up, I want to extend a very friendly invitation to reach out to me. My contact information is in the YouTube description. If I can do anything to be helpful for you in the greater Denver area, real estate related, I'd be more than happy to have the most no pressure conversation ever. If you're digging this, hit like, hit subscribe. Let's move on to places to go. Where do you go for an awesome cup of coffee? That is easy. You go to the Exchange, which is a coffee house inside a new community being built called the Canyons. It's a pretty high-end community, lots of $1 million plus homes. And as you can see, it is. I didn't get any footage of the inside because it was so packed. I didn't want to bother anybody, but it's freaking beautiful on the interior. Very nice, very high-end feeling, which goes with Castle Pines. And like I said, it's in the Canyons community. You can see a lot of mountains. A very pretty area. Definitely check it out. Where do you go for food? I recommend going to Danielle's Scratch Kitchen, but heads up, they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Why am I recommending to go to Danielle's Scratch Kitchen? Number 1, food's awesome. Really, really good. A lot of it obviously made in-house from local ingredients sourced locally. That's why it's called the Scratch Kitchen. However, you get to see one of the main commercial areas of Castle Pines by going to that restaurant that I'm showing the B-roll now. Once again, with Castle Pines, it feels very nice. It feels high-end. There's some jewelry stores in there, some nice restaurants, some nice coffee shops. There's a custom home builder site, which makes perfect sense because people buy lots in Castle Pines and build the custom homes there. So overall, really nice area. They get to explore by going to Danielle's Scratch Kitchen, but once again, closed Mondays, Tuesdays. That covers coffee, food. What is your fun local thing to do in Castle Pines, Colorado? I'm gonna throw a couple recommendations at you. Number 1, check out Daniels Park Overlook. I'm gonna throw the video up right now, but it's a really nice overlook that the mountain range. So beautiful. Once again, this is what people come to Colorado for, are these beautiful views. The mountains, and Castle Pines has them in spades. It's like a 10-minute drive from Danielle's Scratch Kitchen, which I just mentioned. You also have Bison Prairie Overlook, which is right next to the Daniel's Park Overlook, so you can knock them both out. You have Philip S. Miller Park. But that's actually technically in Castle Rock, but it's close enough, I'll mention it. It's a park that has like adult and kid obstacle courses, indoor rock climbing wall. They have what's called the mini incline, which is the fun thing to do. I forget how many steps up, but it's a lot of steps up. Gets you very tired. Then you can do a half-mile trail run back down, back up the stairs, half-mile trail run back down. That's really, really cool. They have zip lines at Philip S. Miller Park. So Castle Pines, Colorado, lots of outdoorsy stuff to do. Well guys, that covers things to know, places to go for Castle Pines, Colorado. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything greater Denver area real estate related, my contact information is in the YouTube description below. If you liked the video, hit like, hit subscribe, and of course, feel free to check me out on Instagram and TikTok. I am very active on there and quite sassy, if I do say so myself. And if you do want to give me a follow on there, shoot me a DM. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's been so fun to already get to be, I just started doing YouTube like less than a year ago, and I've already gotten to help quite a few of you buy and sell homes. So that's been super fun. Thank you for that. I'll see you guys on the next one.